Hello YouTube, Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting and a Fan. Today the date is Tuesday, September 26, 2017, and the time is approximately 5:24 p.m. So let me go to my index cards, because I love these. They help keep me on track. So I've already told you the date and the time. Now, let me tell you who my new subscribers are. I want to acknowledge my 6 newest YouTube channel subscribers. I'm excited about that. They are Travanti Wilson, Eagle in Flight, isn't that beautiful? Sweet Susie, Gargoyle Mistress 30, I love that, Gargoyle Mistress 30. Moria Volcanus, and Samantha Menzo. And by the way, Samantha, I am going to soon, this week, do a VR or video reply for your 5 of 5 faves. I had the honor and pleasure of watching readings by Veronica Rose do a VR to that one, and I'm looking forward to doing my own VR to that one. To yours, of course. Okay, so I want to lovingly acknowledge Kittens, Waits, and Tarot, and Willow Wind, the Thrifty Witch, because and yes, it has McGuffin. Now here's the thing. Now I'm acknowledging Kittens, Waits, and Tarots because of her hashtag TEATAG, or hashtag TTAG for short. And I'm acknowledging Willow Wind, the Thrifty Witch, because I had the honor and pleasure of purchasing these at a thrift store earlier today. Now, each of these was 99 cents each. However, there was a 50% sale going on, 50% off sale going on that I didn't know about, and neither did my audiovisual person know about. And the cashier was like, I don't understand why it's not ringing up at 50% off. So one of the managers came over and rang each of our items at 50% off, even though we weren't entitled to it. But I'm very thankful to the goddesses and angels for those money miracles. So I wanted to share that with you, to both of you, because both of you had a hand and a wing and a mind and a psychic powers and a witchy powers and all of that. So to both of you. Oh, so good. And of course I want to shout out to Gothica. And last but not least, this is my official Updates August 2017 video. So there really hasn't been a lot to report since last month. I've been doing a lot of things at home. I've been spending a lot of time at home. I've been going out from time to time. I have continued being divinely guided to refrain from participating in group metaphysical classes, leading group metaphysical classes, and I've also been divinely guided to refrain from engaging in group ritual. Ironically, as most of you know, I haven't gotten to the ironic part yet. So as most of you know, I am an initiated companion of Grove Argentum. Grove Argentum is a Manhattan-based chapter of both the Druid clan of Dana and the International Fellowship of the Goddess Isis. And every year, Grove Argentum has an Isis rededication. And this is because Isis, or the ancient Egyptian goddess more commonly known as Isis, is the matron goddess of Grove Argentum. She is the goddess of that grove. And every year we have a rededication to her, where we basically say to her, thank you for all the blessings you've given us, and we wish to continue being dedicated to you. We wish to continue singing your praises and acknowledging your greatness and your glory, and all this other nice stuff. And every year I have the honor and pleasure of accompanying the priestess to a Middle Eastern section of Brooklyn, one of the 5 boroughs of New York City, to purchase all of these wonderful Middle Eastern foods to make this lavish feast. And I have the honor and pleasure of making barley cakes, because in ancient Egypt barley was a daily staple. And I make the barley cakes, and I make 2 batches. One batch I make as the recipe in the book entails, and the other batch I add honey and cinnamon. Guess which batch goes faster? I must acknowledge that I forgot a crucial step in the recipe. I forgot to roll them, I forgot to flatten them and to make them look like flat. So I remember the rolling part. They look like meatballs. They look like, barley balls. But I forgot about the flattening part. I was so embarrassed. And I was embarrassed because days later I didn't realize this. Actually, I still didn't realize it if it wasn't for somebody pointing it out to me, like, the recipe called for flattening them. I was like, no. And I actually didn't believe him at first. I'm like, no, that has to be wrong. I go to the book. Oh, the book is entitled Circle of Isis, Ancient Egyptian Magic for Modern Witches by the late and great Ellen Cannon Reed. And sure enough, that person was correct. I had forgotten to flatten the barley balls. So they were still good, but they needed to be flattened. I was just so embarrassed. So I have actually been, so with regards to last month, I've been really doing a lot with regards to revising and re-examining my appointment calendar because, as I've mentioned in fairly recent videos, this is the busiest time of the year. I've noticed that ever since I became a professional psychic, I would notice that September through December was the busiest time of the year for me. And it remains as such. What changed was that when I began leading group prosperity classes on a monthly basis, meaning there was a time that I would lead a group prosperity class on the third Thursday of every month, and I did that for almost a year. So what happened was when I began doing that, then January to February I would start to book up from March through August, and from March through August I would begin to book up from September through December. So ironically, I still have no appointments scheduled in November. And I still find that to be the most bizarre thing. Go figure. So there you have it. There really hasn't been much to report with regards to August. I have been divinely guided to do things differently. And one thing that has come into my mind since last month is I've come to realize that there's something that I've been doing, and I haven't figured out what it is that I'm doing or not doing. What I have established is that it's not working for me. It's not serving my needs anymore. Now, I have not fully figured out what exactly it is that I'm doing or not doing. All I know is that it's not serving my needs anymore. And once I figure out what that is, I can make a decision like, okay, I'm going to either stop doing this, or I'm going to do this differently, or I'm going to do this or not do this. So that's still forthcoming. But what is crystal clear to me is that, well, two expressions have been a constant part of my mental focus since last month. One of them is attributed to the late and great Albert Einstein, and it is his definition of insanity, which is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. That man was truly an understated, brilliant genius. I mean, he was a genius, but I think he was an understated, brilliant genius. And the other one is, if you always do what you always do, you'll always get what you'll always get. So those are the things that are most on my mind lately. And I'm definitely crystal clear that now more than ever, I need to be as focused as possible. And I need to be incredibly, almost razor sharp focused. Razor sharp, like I'm gonna cut a bitch if anybody distracts my mental focus. You know what I'm saying? Because some of you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying, don't you, my awesome audiovisual person? He's nodding his head. It was a quick nod, but he gets the message. I'm being a little silly right now, and I apologize for that. Little silliness was needed. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the rest of autumn. I'm looking forward to feeling actual autumn temperatures as well. I love that autumn is called the season of the witch. And we recently had the autumnal equinox. which in some magical traditions is called Mabon. And I'm looking forward to the rest of September. There isn't much of it left. But one thing I am looking forward to, especially during this autumn, is catching up on a lot of videos. And now I feel like I'm cracking the whip on myself. You know, like fuckada! You know, I need to like really crack the whip on myself. I'm debating doing something that Willow Wynn the Thrifty Witch is doing, or has done at this point, and that's staycation. That's not a term that I use that often because it's, I don't know, I think it's an overused term. But I feel like I need to have at least, see, my thing is, when I'm engaging in what some people would call a staycation, that to me is a sacred solitude sojourn, where I have no contact with the outside world, I keep my cell phone turned off, I don't go on the internet, and I don't even leave my apartment. And I need to have that again, because I was going to have a 3-day period like that this month. It didn't work out. And I don't know if I can have that period between now and the rest of the month. It doesn't seem feasible right now. And the fact of the matter is that I've tried doing it for 1 day or 2 days, but after having done it for 3 days in a row, it's the only thing that works for me. So I need to have that 3-day sacred solitude sojourn. And I feel like I need to have it ASAP. And I really wanted to have it this month, and maybe there's a possibility I can still do it by the end of this month. I don't know. But I need to have that. I need to have that sacred solitude, because it recharges me in a very, very powerful way. And I love that I never lose business. I come back and I have emails and I have text messages and phone calls. Well, I'm sorry about that, Isis. I didn't know you were behind me. You were over there under the stand of the camcorder. So I'm sorry. It's just that I find that when she has those moments, it's like, what am I doing? What are you doing? You look so cute like that, and we almost never get you on camera. See, that was a subtle hint to my awesome audiovisual person, and unfortunately, he's like me. We don't get hints. So there is Isis, the alpha female. This is a rare appearance for her, because I can almost never get her on camera. Isn't that right, Isis? You're just looking at me because I know you want food, and I'm in the middle of something right now. But I'm almost done, and then I'll happily feed you. Okay? She's just looking at me. The floor is clean. You don't have to sweep the floor with your tail. But I appreciate you doing that. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, thank you so much for honoring who I am and what I do. Am I back in frame? Okay. And, oh, I wanted to show you this. I purchased this today at my local Dollar Tree. Isn't it pretty? So there's a part of me that is getting into the autumnal spirit. It's this beautiful plum, and when I saw this, I was like, I gotta buy it. They have two other colors. They have this nice Kelly, no, it's a richer green, but it's like a combination of Kelly green and forest green, and they have a rust red, no, a rust orange. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to this. So if you have not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, I absolutely invite you to do so. And if you have not already scheduled your appointment with me, I absolutely invite you to do that as well, especially while you still have some time left. Because you never know. You'll be like, well, I want to schedule an appointment with Robert on this day. What do you mean that day isn't available? It was, you know. I have a long-time client who began using my psychic services in September 2001. She keeps forgetting I book up fast. And I'm like, you of all people know how fast I book up. Why am I having this conversation with you? I don't know if she's watching right now. She might be, but I won't mention any names. The day will come that I'll do that, but I'm not going to do that. No, that's not true. The day will not come that I do that. Thank you, YouTube, for honoring who I am and what I do. I wish you many blessings of joy, riches, and success. And good night.